Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, whether you're tuning in on the radio dial here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM. We welcome you all back to our program, as well as tuning in through our online affiliates around the world. We're glad to have all of you with us as well. We always are talking about being able to solve the problems that we see in the world today. Our next two guests have been able to do that in a really practical way. I'm excited to welcome Krista Teare as well as Lisa Caruso to our show. They are the creators of Deco, which is a toddler monitor. We want to talk to them not only about what it was like for them to work together as entrepreneurs to create this product, but also what it's been like for them to see the response, of course, the practicality of it, and then we'll let you all know at the end of the segment how you can be able to get it for yourself. Krista, Lisa, hello to you, and welcome to the program.
Hi.
Thanks
you so much
for having us.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Look, glad to do it. I'm always excited to speak with individuals who actually are doing something. I think so many times we find people who talk about things that are not right or things that they can't find, and that becomes the conversation. The two of you recognize a problem, and you were able to come together and to create a solution. Krista, what has that been like for you to know that you've been able to do something that people have, quite frankly, just talked about?
Yeah, well, it's super exciting, and I think that that's one of the great things about Lisa and I together is that we were kind of able to see the idea, and then between the two of us, I think that's one of the great things about a good partnership is we were able to kind of give each other the confidence and sort of the energy to be able to make this happen over the last year and a bit.
Right. And Lisa, for you, I mean, one of the things I did in prepping for this segment, I watched that great video you all did for Kickstarter that also, of course, kind of showed you guys together. I mean, what has it been like for you to kind of reflect on this journey, how it began, and also what Krista and you have been able to do?
Yeah, I mean, Krista and I were really good friends before we started this. We were really good friends. We'd worked together in our quote-unquote day jobs. We've raised our kids together, and so this was sort of just a natural next thing. The idea came up. It made sense. Other folks sort of thought it was a good idea, and we've kind of rolled with it from there. And I think what's made it easy is we actually love spending time together. We have a ton of fun together because I will say, to your point, actually making things like this happen, it's a lot of work, and so you want to do it with somebody you like.
For sure. And Lisa,
no, you
I
like
think
me. Let's go.
Well, Lisa, to stay with you for a moment, then I'm going to go back to Krista here. I think that also says a whole lot because when it comes to entrepreneurship, which is a big part of what you all were able to do, sure, I mean, this made sense because the two of you know, as individuals who have children, why this is important. But as an entrepreneur, have you always been a person who's wanted to create?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in a family of entrepreneurs, and it's always sort of been a thing I wanted to do. But again, people come up with ideas, and ultimately I think the hard part is acting on it. So, having the time, we're lucky in our careers. We work hard, but we have a little bit of flexibility. We've been really fortunate getting the right funding. So I think a lot of those things lined up, but ultimately it was like having the right partner and just being relentless in our execution.
Right. And Krista, to that point, I mean, you all have used, social media and the internet really well. How important was that for you to have as a part of your strategy to be able to know who your audience was and also how to reach them?
Oh, we talk about this all the time. Like if we'd had this idea, 10, 15, 20 years ago, it would have been, not impossible, but really hard for, two moms with some business experience, but not necessarily experience in this exact space to be able to, find the right people to have the conversations with, to be able to find their audience, to be able to, create videos and, create a brand with sort of limited financial investment and be able to build up something, that is compelling and professional. And, huge part of it was learning more and more about the tools that are available that you can learn about, just like YouTube videos or, it really is, if you are interested, you can really dig in and you can figure it out yourself. And yeah, there's experts out there, but it's crazy how quickly you can become, kind of at least dangerous with these tools and competent. Like we have our ability in this spaces has grown from, being casual Facebook and Instagram users to understanding how, kind of the back ends of these things work. And I actually, maybe that's nerdy, but I actually find that really interesting. That's been one of the really fun parts.
Yeah. I think that is so true. So, Lisa, take us into, the why, because, again, as I mentioned, people are able to see it on that video and as they read about you. How did this initially come about that you all wanted to create this child monitor?
Yeah, sure. So, again, Krista and I, we were working together on a consulting project and just chit-chatting about a family vacation, and we both had young toddlers at the time. At the time, Krista had one. You didn't have Anya yet, did you?
No.
So we each had one child, very, active toddlers, and we thought about, let's rent a house somewhere with a pool and just kind of talked about what that would be like in terms of challenges with young kids that are mobile, on the move, and we're like, there's got to be something out there just to, take with you on vacation that's not a baby monitor, that's a bit more useful for mobile children. Kind of looked, there was nothing out there. We're like, this is maybe a gap in the market. And as we were kind of talking through it, Krista experienced an incident. I don't know. You tell your story.
So my son, Declan, when he was 2 years old, I went into his bedroom one morning and I found him snuggled up with the sprinkler from our backyard. And at first I was like, oh, that's weird. But then I realized he'd actually been leaving our house in the nighttime. And he came back in. But, thank God. But that really scared me, and I had no idea. I would have thought he'd come to me. I was using a video baby monitor. I would have thought that would have gone off, but it didn't. And it turned out I actually caught him quite a few more times doing that. So then that's really got our minds going. It's like, okay, maybe this isn't just for vacation. Like, that's one use case, but this is something that I felt like I needed in my house every night. And actually, Declan's 4 years old now, and I still use it, from when it was a prototype to today. I still use it every night. And, more nights than I'd like to say, it alerts me that he's on some sort of adventure. So that's basically that really cemented for us the idea. And we were able to find, unfortunately, a lot of stories that of parents with similar challenges. Some of them have really, tragic outcomes. Some of them are more, like ours, kind of a funny story. And we hope that most end like that. But it does really kind of prey on your mind as a parent, these things that you worry about. And things like getting a good night's sleep is so critical to, having a happy, healthy life. We just wanted to really bring something to the market that could help parents.
Yeah, and definitely I think that is the cool thing about this. We're going to talk more about exactly how it works. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome Krista Teare as well as Lisa Caruso to our program. They are the co-founders of Deco, which is a toddler monitor. And I love the fact that you all show in the video that I referenced earlier, and our audience can actually see this on YouTube as well, can actually see how it works. And what's so great about what you all have done is that really using, we mentioned earlier about technology, really using technology to kind of be the key here. So, Lisa, if you don't mind, talk us into how the idea came up to be able to use this app and to allow that to be the way that the parent or whoever is alerted.
Yeah, sure. I guess some of our key design principles, if you will, when we were building this was just cute, simple to use, controlled by an iPhone app. It could be travelable. It's safe for kids. So with that, we just leveraged very simple motion sensor technology, a battery, and we built an iOS and Android app that fully controls the device. And so basically, you hang Deco the toddler monitor on your child's bedroom door or an exterior door. You can use it on any kind of door, really. You set it from the iPhone app, and then it'll sense the motion of the door if the child opens the door. So you have to have it pretty much closed. I mean, you could leave it a crack, but it does sense the motion of the door. And once it does that, it sends an alert to the smartphone, and then you're notified, and you can go tend to your little person. So it's super simple. You can take it anywhere. We've had lots of great feedback just of ease of use and overall just functionality. So
yeah. And for you, Krista, has that been one of the things that you've enjoyed hearing about from people, how much it is easy to use and easy to set up?
Yeah, it super has. And also, one of the things I think that really gets us excited is when we hear about a family that maybe had a particular challenge. Lots of the families that we hear about who are the most excited have maybe additional challenges, maybe a parent who's hard of hearing or a child with a special need like autism or Down syndrome, we're wondering can be even more pervasive. And when people say things like, oh, I'm finally going to be able to enjoy my vacation, or, you know, a grandma says, oh, I actually get to have my grandchild have a slumber party. I wasn't able to because I couldn't necessarily hear them. You know, those are the things that I think really make us happy, because that's actually making a difference in, you know, it's a small thing, you know, like, but having a sleepover at grandma's house, or, you know, getting a good night's sleep as a parent, or being able to enjoy your vacation, those things are huge. And I think that that makes us really happy. So yeah, people being able to understand and use it. Also, you know, just that it's making you know, like, so maybe changing the world in a macro way, but in a family's experience, and having a little more joy, which we all need. I think that is something that we're both really proud of.
For sure. And I think that's been a great thing as well. Lisa, I want to go back to you for another point that we were talking about earlier, and that is about, you know, being entrepreneurs and coming together to be able to do this. And as you mentioned, of course, with Krista and yourself being great friends, that made it easier. Did it also help you eliminate part of the fear? Because I've heard on this program over the years that a lot of people who want to do something, either in business or, you know, in their careers, they don't do it because of what might happen, what might not happen, how people might see it. I mean, did it help kind of having that support system?
Oh God. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. There were, we always joke, like, you know, once in a while you have a bad day, but thank God we both haven't had a bad day on the same day. Because, there are times where you're like, oh my God, like, we're done. I don't want to do this anymore. There's a challenge that you have to overcome, whether it's in app development or whether it's dealing with a retailer, whatever it is. And you got to, like, pump each other up and keep going. And that's kind of the comment about being relentless. Like, you're going to get beat down sometimes, and you just got to keep going.
Yeah. I think that's one of those places, too, where you know, having a partner who balances you is super important. Lisa and I have, you know, obviously lots in common because we're good friends, but lots of differences in our personality. And Lisa has a lot of confidence and kind of believes she can do everything, and then sort of does. And I, at times, can be a bit more kind of cautious and a worrier. And I think that, you know, I think there's times where Lisa's ambitions can be big, and I can pull them down a little bit, which can be good at times. And I think there's times where my worrying and nervousness is balanced by her kind of belief that, you know, we can do whatever we set our minds to. And I think that also plays a big role in kind of finding a healthy balance that has worked really well for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Krista, to stay with you for a moment, has it kind of sunk in that now you all are an example as to what can happen?
Yeah, I guess. See, there's I'm the more cautious. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm really proud of what we've accomplished. And I'm really excited when people, you know, are saying, oh, you know, I have an idea, like, you know, can you tell me a bit about that? And we've learned a lot, and I really want to, you know, one of the things is that people gave us so much time, whether it was a coffee or a contact. And, you know, when people have reached out to us, I want to be able to, I'm not saying I have all the answers at all. We're figuring out some stuff, but we have learned a lot. And when people do feel like we have something to share with them, we're so excited to be able to kind of pay that forward and share that with them as well.
Yeah, what a cool thing. And Lisa, to that same point, I mean, what is it like for you to know? And because I don't have children of my own, I have a very smart nephew who I think has kind of claimed me as his as his co-father. I think sometimes because I like to give him stuff. But I mean, what is it like for you to know that your children are able to see that things can be possible because look at what my mom was able to do?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably, you know, a big part of the, you know, the reason we do this is just to be, you know, good moms and good role models, not only for our kids, but for, you know, for other kids and folks trying to figure out what to do, you know, just in life in general. It's hard. Like, I don't know, if you ask me still to this day, what are you going to do and, you know, or do or be when you grow up? I don't know. But I think it's about, you know, seizing the moment, finding opportunities. And if it makes sense, like, you don't want to, you know, just do things, I guess, unresponsibly. But, you know, if the opportunity is there and it makes sense, then absolutely, like, take the risk and do it. Because also, like Krista and I talk about all the time, even if we make no money doing this, the amount of, what we've learned, the experiences, the relationships we've built is worth, we kind of compare it, to doing an MBA. You spend $100,000 doing an MBA. Well, this, we've learned heaps and bounds beyond something like that, and it's a real life experience with real life relationships that we're going to have forever. So.
Yeah, actually, yesterday my son, he said he was telling somebody that my mommy makes decos, and they didn't know what he was talking about, but it really, to me, that toddler monitors have been a part of his life for as long as he can really remember, and that he, really is proud of that and tells people that that's what his mommy does. Kind of makes my heart grow a size for sure.
Yeah, and I thought about, too, when I was prepping for this segment, and there's so many layers to, I think, what you all have done. Not only, of course, coming together with an idea, creating it, but knowing that this could be, the different in something, unfortunate happening. And then, of course, being able to know, too, that you're able to help someone to have that protection. I think that has to be an amazing feeling as well. And I think that is the great thing about what you all have done with DECO is, be able to create something, yes, that works, but also can be able to help keep a child safe. And I think that is a big thing for sure. Again, everyone, Krista Teare and Lisa Caruso have been our guests. Great conversation with the two of you. They are the co-founders of DECO, the Toddler Monitor. And Krista, let our audience know, how can they find out more information about DECO and kind of keep up with you all online?
You can go to our website, www.toddlermonitor.com. You can purchase directly on our website for shipment in U.S. and in Canada. And you can follow along on Facebook or on Instagram, also at Toddler Monitor. And we've got lots of things going on. See some cute videos and hear a little bit more about our entrepreneurial journey.
All right, so make sure we're definitely doing that. Krista, Lisa, thank you all so much for the time. I really appreciate it, and looking forward to speaking with you again.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
You do the same thing. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Make sure you take out time to enjoy some good music as well as a great book. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live today. You all make it a great one.